Thousands upon thousands of applicants from all over the country have stood in long lines, sent in mountains of videotape, and endured a rigorous screening process.
It was not easy.
All for a shot at becoming the Apprentice. How are we doing?
Here are some of the many reasons why I'm the perfect candidate for your show.
So you need me.
I'm a 25-year-old, sexy, money-making machine.
I want to be the Apprentice. He wants to be the Apprentice. He wants to be the Apprentice.
From this massive pool of aspiring moguls, I invited 18 candidates to New York City for a chance to win the dream job of a lifetime.
I'm here to see Mr. Trump.
Yeah!
Now they are halfway through this intense job interview, and just 9 candidates remain.
Woo!
Erin, a former beauty queen who has a fiancé in the Marines. Alex, who grew up on an apple farm and went on to become a lobbyist in Washington, D.C. Tana, a mother and one of the nation's top producing Mary Kay saleswomen. Craig, who supports his wife and 4 daughters as a part-time firefighter. Kendra, an ambitious young developer who founded her own real estate company. Bren, an attorney and father of 3 who specializes in narcotics prosecution. Angie, a divorced single mother who sold her house to start an all-women's gym franchise. Chris, a self-made millionaire who closed his first real estate deal at the age of 18. And Stephanie, an expert negotiator specializing in multi-million-dollar supply chain contracts. Only one of these candidates will prove that they have what it takes to run one of my companies. Tonight, on a special edition of The Apprentice, I'm going to show you never-before-seen moments.
You have no power not to give me money. He authorized it. He's the project manager. You will give me that money, and I'm signing it out now.
And I'll share my personal insights and opinions about the candidates and their job performance.
You did a lousy job. Nobody respected you. You have been a total disaster.
Plus, I'll give you a sneak peek at what's to come during the remaining 8 weeks.
Welcome to New York City and your 16-week job interview.
After I introduced the candidates to George and Carolyn, I divided them into 2 teams.
Each group has approximately the same IQ and are approximately the same age. But there's one glaring difference. Half of you have college degrees and half of you have only a high school diploma.
These 2 teams represented the best in practical experience and academic knowledge. It was a classic battle between book smarts and street smarts. New York is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I grew up here and I love it, and I love the fast pace. New Yorkers, like me, don't have time to waste, so I got right down to business. Good morning. Give me your team names. High school.
Net worth.
I like the name. I like it a lot. College.
Our name is Magna Corp.
Very interesting. I like those names. All right, let's get started. Burger King is in the process of adding 6 new burgers to their menu. Each team will take over a Burger King restaurant and launch one of these items. The team which earns the most revenue wins. If you lose, you'll meet me in the boardroom where someone will be fired. Good luck.
Thank you.
Net Worth was eager to get started.
Let's do it. Come on.
What you didn't see was their high-level training session.
In order to put the burgers together and the sandwiches and so on and so forth, we had to watch several DVDs, also had to do hands-on.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think at the level of intelligence that each person has on the team net worth, it was simple to pick it up.
It looked good. It looks copacetic. You got the ketchup. 3 lines. No mustard. Only in the South.
Gotcha, onion.
There are just 3 simple rules to follow to make guests feel appreciated. See, smile, and speak.
The 3 S's.
I'm training, so if things don't work out with Mr. Trump, I've got a job at Burger King.
Maybe Angie's teammates should have had some hands-on training as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab them from the front.
Restaurant's ready to go. The last thing has to do is for us to pick up the balloons. Tana decided that they were so heavy, she needed to get in the van and pull them through. And I'm like, they're just balloons, not bags of flour. We got it, no problem.
The wind is blowing from that direction.
Big gust of wind comes, goes through the van. 12 of my balloons go floating into the abyss.
John, somebody, we got a vacuum. Goodbye check. Money thrown away. Whoa.
All right.
Oh my God.
Across town, Magna's project manager, Todd, thought he had more important things to do than flip burgers.
Todd?
Can I talk to you for just 1 second?
I have notes that I'm doing. Okay. I'll be here with you through thick and thin.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job, man.
Okay. All right.
I thought Todd's hands-off approach was a big mistake. The lunch crowd overwhelmed Magna, and they just couldn't handle it.
Are you trying to hang in there as much as you can?
Dude, I'm trying to. The problem we have right now is we do not have enough cashiers. Medium diet?
If I could help you back here, I would. That's the one thing, you know? If I'm not trained.
Hamburger!
Okay, I'll take care of it.
You know what I mean?
Todd was kind of floating around, but because he hadn't been trained, he couldn't really help.
Understaffing took a big bite out of Magna's profits, and Net Worth won the first task.
So the college geniuses got beaten by high schoolers, huh? When Magna came back to the boardroom, I told Todd he was a lousy leader. Your teammates didn't respect you. You didn't train people to operate the cash registers. You didn't have the leadership. You're fired.
That killed me. Killed me. Being the first person fired, you can't even imagine how bummed I was. I mean, I was so bummed. But when it's all said and done, you know, and you walk away, you realize you were one of 18 people chosen out of, you know, 1 million or so applicants. That's pretty good, you know. So really, I didn't come in last. I came in 18th.
In week 2, the teams were each given $20,000 to renovate a rundown motel on the Jersey Shore. The team which gets the highest score from its guests is going to win. Good luck. Brian volunteered to be the project manager for Net Worth, and right away he made a dumb move.
In the bathroom, we want to rip the toilet up. We're going to go with 14 new toilets and 14 vanities.
Okay.
I catch up with our leader, and our leader's talking about he's buying all new toilets. And I'm like, geez, where'd this come from?
I don't know what Brian was thinking. It didn't make any sense to me.
We're just gonna get new toilet seats. We can do that.
Well, the toilets are already disassembled.
We got an unbelievable steal.
You're not gonna know if you're sitting on a $500 toilet or a $5 toilet. Your ass doesn't know the difference.
At Magna, you didn't see Aaron's confrontation with Verna.
To get an arrow bed, he allocated $120.
Do I have to get separate receipts for both? That's why I think you should scratch out the last order and make it all one, so it'll be easier for you.
I can't just scratch out the last order. Michael would have to sign back in that $50.
Why? I can sign for him by proxy as his agent.
It's my rule. Michael signed it out. Michael has to sign it back in.
So you're making rules now?
Oh, as the accountant, definitely making these rules.
Verna has nothing positive to offer. As a matter of fact, as we were trying to do things, she railroaded us.
You know what?
You have no power not to give me money. He authorized it. He's the project manager. You will give me that money, and I'm signing it out now.
She's like spinning wheels, just saying things over and over and over while saying nothing at all.
All I'm saying is I want Michael to sign it in. I just want his initials on this paper. Sorry.
You also missed what happened when Brent and Danny were sent out to pick up furniture.
Oh, this is classic, man. This is classic. Kendra found this place that could provide everything for all 14 rooms. Beds, headboards, nightstands. $13,000 worth of furniture for $7,000. It was a wonderful deal that Kendra procured for us. Start at 68, Route 37. The problem was this. The place Kendra found was 2 hours away. It's 11:30. Yeah, why are we in the 3000 block?
Brent and I were nervous because we knew if we didn't get back from Philly with that furniture and get in the rooms for our guests, they'd be sleeping on the floor.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got you, brother. That's right, man. Neither Danny nor I have ever been to New Jersey before. We drove here, we drove there, we drove everywhere. I gotta tell you, man, these Yankees are crazy how they design their roads.
They sure the hell are. It took us about 2.5 hours to get here. We got a little lost. Now it's 1 o'clock, and we got to head back to the hotel, and the furniture and everything has to get into the rooms. Guests start checking in at 5 o'clock. We're screwed.
After finally loading up the truck, Brent and Danny let loose with their true feelings for Michael, their project manager.
The miracle of all miracles would be us winning and Michael getting immunity for a week.
I know, I have to say this, if we win, it will be in spite of Michael, not because of, oh my God. For 10,000 instead of 7,000, we could have had everything delivered and we wouldn't be making this bull trip right now, but for Brains, who didn't even have a budget at that point, said that was too much to spend.
Michael may have been too stingy with the budget, but his close attention to customer service led Magna to their first victory.
Magna, you win.
Later, net worth met me in the boardroom and Chris just lost it.
You made it clear that this was your expertise, that you had done this renovation.
I do refurbish homes. I do not personally go in there, hands-on, and touch everything.
And Brian shocked everyone.
It is my fault that I lost.
Should I fire you now?
Yes, you should.
Brian, you're fired.
I have absolutely no regrets. Everybody knows how I performed on that motel task. I was an all-star. You know what Donald Trump should do? He should hire me back. Donald Trump should hire me back.
Back in the suite, you didn't see Angie's reaction to Chris's boardroom blow-up.
Everybody knows.
Scared the out of me.
You know what, though?
He needs to go.
You shouldn't talk for him to act like that in the boardroom.
I was extremely insulted because you didn't say anything to me before it. Listen.
No. Chris.
You don't want to listen?
Chris.
You're the one, Angie, you're the one that tripped on me without saying anything to me before.
Chris wasn't too happy with the fact that Angie said something about him in the boardroom, and he just got pissed and I guess gave her some strange eye look that scared her.
I would not have been at all upset if you had said something. I was so offended by the fact that I was sitting there and out of nowhere I'm getting attacked. I'm like, what the force is coming from?
Chris is young, he's 21, but there's an underlying anger. I mean, he blew up in the boardroom, screaming at the top of his lungs in front of Carolyn and Mr. Trump and George. He loses it.
I was upset.
I know.
I'm sorry if I made you feel that way. I'm not that person.
I am here within.
Because
and I did not feel right about the fact that it didn't come out until the boardroom. And it won't happen again.
Okay. I really do care about you.
I love you to death.
I feel bad that I lost my temper, but I was extremely insulted. She brought that up, and it really fired me up, and it got me going. And, well, they're going to see a different side of me now. I'm sorry I scared you.
You scared me. You still scare me a little bit. You're still a little scary.
Performance under pressure is a key quality in any profession. After just 2 weeks, the candidates were feeling the strain of this demanding interview process, especially Verna.
You know, every time I eat or drink something, I get sicker. I'm not feeling very well.
But here's the way I look at it. If you have to lay in bed all day because you're sick, let us worry about that. Let us be sensitive to that.
Other members of Magna were not as sympathetic as Danny.
Well, I honestly think she's looking for a scapegoat to get out of here. Remember, we're the only ones sick, and she said she felt fine, but she's...
Well, I'm done tiptoeing because I think that's counterproductive and it only takes away from what we all have to do as a group. All of Magna Corps team members are ill. Guess what? This is the playoffs, baby. You gotta work.
Some people are not made for this type of mental torment.
She's not.
Get her out of here.
Erin got her wish. Verna walked out of the suite and never came back. It was the first time a candidate left The Apprentice without being fired. What you didn't see was that the next day I invited Verna up to my office.
Verna, what happened?
This is an experience I've literally been waiting all my life to come here, to meet you, to work side by side, and to show you how I have the skills needed to be your apprentice. Unfortunately, this is a new experience for me. I had never gone...
It's tougher than you thought.
It's tougher than I thought. I'd never gone 48 hours without eating, without sleeping, and there was a lot of things coming down on me, and I lost it for a minute.
I want you to have a good life. Never give up, Verna. Ever. Again. You know that, right?
I know that.
Okay. You're right. You took care of yourself. Thank you. For their third task, the teams had to create a buzz for Nescafe Taster's Choice Coffee.
It'll be a lot of fun. Good luck.
Magna got a late start because project manager Dan made up his mind.
As a group, let's vote. Should we move ahead?
Danny called the vote, but I forced the decision. No, it's not what we think. It's what you want to make a decision. Danny just waited too long to make decisions. We wouldn't have been in the time crunch if he would have just made decisions earlier.
On the day of the event, both teams hustled.
Who feels lucky out here today? Come on. All right, everyone feels lucky. Who wants $10,000?
Guys, we're giving away up to $10,000 today with Nescafe. We got free Frappuccinos.
When it was over, you didn't see Danny try to cheer up his exhausted team.
Things are getting hot and heavy in New York City. The sirens blow, and don't you know, we just might win this crazy, crazy task. There's a time and place for everything. At that point, people needed relief. They needed uplifting. Musical, the corporation, bluesical. Oh, Aaron, I think we won this task. If you ask me, I know I ask. It's me. I think I'm truthful, optimistic, and positive. And in the end, those are character traits that win out.
Magna sang Danny's praises after his one-man music show. But when the team lost, they sang a completely different tune.
Do you think he's a good leader, Michael?
I think just because he wears, polyester suits and plays guitar, that he's not a great advertising person, nor is he a good leader.
Stephanie, you thought Danny wasn't much of a leader?
Not when it comes to decision making. You do not take a vote amongst the team. It was ridiculous. Take ownership.
Danny, you elect somebody that's supposed to make a decision. You're not supposed to be taking votes and everything. Danny, you're fired.
What you do with this opportunity when you leave here is what's important. And for me, I know I'm going to take this experience and grow with it. So I should have known my time bomb tick is when the Trumpster fired me before a hot chick.
In week 4, the teams worked with Donnie Deutsch to create a 30-second commercial for Dove Cool Moisture Body Wash.
Does anyone have an overlying idea for how we're going to conduct our extravaganza?
Magda decided to go with Bren's crazy idea.
And the first scene is the female chef is showing the young male protege how to wash his cucumber, so you've got that innuendo. And then, you know, at the very end of the day, she's like, come here, you know, and she gives him that body wash. He just looks at her, kisses her on the cheek, takes it, walks out with the male waiter that had been there the entire time.
I love it.
It's total risk. I mean, you know what? Fortune favors the bold.
It was risky, but it was also stupid. What you didn't know was that they tried to sell their idea to Carolyn.
But what we decided to do was we have two chefs that are preparing food in the kitchen. There's like some flirting going on and some misconception of the relationship. And what did they decide on? I never, for the life of me, thought that I would ever stand in front of Carolyn and say, we're gonna have this girl stroking a cucumber in a suggestive and pornographic way. I felt really uncomfortable with it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The idea was this: to have two men walk off each other. I think
Two men walk off.
He walks off with the man, the young sous chef. So it's basically a twist.
Oh, the twist is he's gay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Carolyn was in shock that we picked that idea. It was really embarrassing that I had to relay the message to her because it's a stupid idea. I don't really think it's appropriate for Dove, but they're trying to shock.
Okay.
The whole idea, the whole concept of this ad, it's an incredibly bad idea. It is a bad, bad move.
There are times when you have to lead with an iron fist, but a truly strong leader knows when a heavy hand is inappropriate. On the set of Net Worth's commercial, Kristen's abrasive style didn't go over well with her team.
Sprayed on their face. You're being too nice. She needs more water.
Kristen has no respect for others. She is a bitch. A royal bitch.
Magda screened their commercial first. It was completely inappropriate. I thought it was the worst commercial I'd ever seen. Until I saw Net Worth's ad. It was disgusting. It was as if these people had never watched TV before. Unbelievable. Donnie was stunned.
Donald, I really don't have a winner for you here, man. I gotta tell you, we got a problem. You both suck.
Nothing like this has ever happened before, so I tell you what, there won't be a winner and there won't be a reward. Tell both teams to come back to the boardroom. It was the first time both teams came back to meet me in the boardroom. I was tempted to fire all of them and bring in all new candidates, but I just couldn't ignore Net Worth's constant bickering.
When I stepped up and said I'd be a leader, I knew that Audrey was a loose cannon. Mr. Trump, please don't
She doesn't like me. It's personal. It's not business.
If you were me, would you fire Kristen or would you fire somebody from the opposing team?
I would fire Kristen.
Kristen, I must tell you, you produced a bad product.
But so did they. We all produced bad
I don't
products.
like their product either, but the team held together. You didn't hold together.
But Mr. Trump...
Kristen, you're fired.
I expected to make it all the way to the end. I think I was doing an incredibly awesome job, and I was delivering, and for some reason, it wasn't enough. As arrogant as it may sound, there's really not a lot I'd go back and change.
For their next task, the teams were each given an Airstream trailer and told to create a business on wheels.
Come on back.
At Net Worth, Audrey handled the accounting.
How we doing, honey?
We have to count all the money out.
Alrighty. Get that going if you don't mind.
Audrey did not do much on this task. She sat in the car and counted the money and receipts and stuff.
That proved to be a costly mistake.
Audrey came to me and said, Tana, we lost $71. I said, how'd that happen? I don't know. Audrey was doing the math by pen and paper, no calculator, columns this long, and I was like, that's when I knew the elevator wasn't going to the top.
Did you find the missing money yet, Audrey?
Girl, I've got every receipt here that we have. Did I add it wrong?
I was very nervous, and she'll never, ever, ever be an accountant of mine ever again on a task.
Magna used their trailer for a massage service, but Michael's sales tactics rubbed people the wrong way.
Stress massage? Stress massage, man? Dude, you want a massage? Your nails done, maybe? Manicure? It's hard for me to advertise massage. It's a little bit creepy to you. Why? Oh, would you want a massage if I send you a flyer?
Why not? Sure. Massages are always good.
All Michael did is say, I can't pass out flyers. I can't do this. I'm not good at this. I can't. He should have turned the I can't into a how and I will.
What you didn't see was Stephanie's annoying technique.
Would you like a massage today? Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
I'm missing those two, baby, so you can't tell me that quick.
Come on.
Massage, man?
$1 a minute.
Stephanie would basically beg the customers to come in. And then every single time somebody said no, she'd go, oh, come on. I heard the word come on like 1,000 times. She was whiny in her delivery. Stephanie stinks as a salesperson.
I'm good at negotiations, not selling
It's the same thing. I want you just to focus on good-looking guys. How about that?
There are none here.
Without doubt, Stephanie's the most negative person on the team. I don't think Michael's negative. Michael just doesn't do anything. He's neutral. He's like, he's like the Swiss.
Magna ended up losing. And in the suite, you didn't get to see the team plot against Stephanie.
I don't think Mike's going to be the next one to go.
You think it'll be Stephanie over Mike?
Yeah. I had a lot of problems with Stephanie on this task. All Stephanie did was bitch, and try to think of a way to cover her butt in case she was going to the boardroom.
I would rather have someone on my team who's lazy, and we all know it, than somebody who talks about my team members. I agree. He's smoking another cigarette.
Got 5 years to make up for.
Previous to this interview process, I have not smoked since January 3rd, 1999 at 11 o'clock in the evening. The fact that I'm smoking again, I think, speaks volumes about the difficulty of this process. I almost feel like Mr. Trump has created the beaches of Normandy, and I'm one of the soldiers that's rushing the beaches.
Evaluating the quality of your staff is an ongoing process, and it's never easy. At some point, you're going to have to get rid of your weakest link. I asked Bren who he would fire if he was in my position.
Mr. Trump, I would choose Stephanie.
More so than Michael.
Stephanie works a lot harder than Michael, there's no doubt about that. But Stephanie has a very negative attitude. And let me say this, Stephanie, you were giving me a list of things throughout the day that I had done wrong. But when did you ever call me on the phone and say, you've done this wrong?
I raised numerous concerns. Number one, the name.
We were all together.
Michael, let me ask you a question.
Sure, Mr. Trump.
He's telling me how bad Stephanie is, and you're interrupting him with nonsense over nothing. Why don't you let him knock? He's not knocking you for a change. I mean, how stupid can you be? You've been lazy, you've been nothing but trouble, and now you cut them off as they're fighting each other for who should be fired. Michael,
yes.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
You're fired.
I think I was fired because my entire team ganged up on me. To be honest, if I was dealing with the mob, I probably would have gotten a better shake than for my team. I really mean that. I thought my team was out to get me. And they did it.
In week 6, the teams were told to design a graffiti mural in Harlem for PlayStation's new video game, Gran Turismo 4.
The team to create the best advertisement, as judged by the executives from PlayStation, wins.
Net Worth was off to a rocky start with project manager Tara's design concept.
If they're using graffiti, that means they're sort of reappropriating what graffiti is. Since this is Harlem, I don't want like a negative spin. I want to have like the element. This is an outlet.
I understand Harlem. I wanted to tie the ad to that community. The city is a metaphor for the new game. The transition from the mean streets to like the newer, more revitalized city.
We're talking about a video game here.
Yeah, I don't want
We're trying to make a statement of social consciousness.
It's gotta be fun. But it should be fun, but it is Harlem, and people have some very strong views about certain things that go up in that community.
The mood was more relaxed at Magna, and Bren got a big laugh when he suited up for work.
You look like an Oompa Loompa.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
That's such a fashion don't. What do you do? Oh my God.
It's gorgeous. What is this, velvet?
You look like the Michelin man. Right on the wall. Oh my God.
Later, the PlayStation executives checked out net worth's ad.
All right.
What I did was I have the cards coming from fantasy into reality, the realness, the urban edge. And so I wanted that energy. I wanted people to see this and feel the energy coming off of that wall.
I believe Tara's more so concerned on having an incredible art piece than it communicating to people why they should buy the game.
The executives agreed with Chris, and net worth ended up in the boardroom.
Mr. Trump, you said it's always important to reach for the win-win first. And that's simply what I was trying to do. I was not trying to do that at the expense of the PlayStation 2 executives and their goals.
Look, this was a marketing task, and you didn't get it. Forgetting about even leadership, you didn't get the marketing task right. I think you're going to have a great future. But I have to say, in this case, Tara, you're fired.
Overall, I conducted myself well. Were there areas I could have done better? And absolutely, but that's life. Because I got fired relatively early, that just gives me incentive to go out and pursue my goals, my personal goals, and just kick ass.
In the 7th week of their job interview, I asked the teams to create a miniature golf course from the ground up.
Have fun, build a great course. Let's read about it in Golf Magazine.
As net worth's project manager, Audrey was a disaster. She delegated too much responsibility, and her team didn't like it.
Audrey, it's not our decision to decipher if you want us doing promotional stuff or if you want us putting together the greens. That's why you're the project manager, and that's why I'm asking you which one you think is going to be better served for the team to be successful.
I'm not going to make the decision in what John thinks he needs to do as far as marketing. That's his task.
Audrey made one big decision, and that was that she was not going to make any decisions. Therefore, if there was a problem, she could do this.
What you didn't see was that Erin had her own issues with Kendra, her marketing partner.
I just still want to call some of the Girl Scouts and boys, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but these people are here and on site.
Yeah, but honey, you have to understand that when I say that, I'm not placing importance more on one or the other. I do like 5 things at once. And if I'm walking, I'm talking on the phone. I'm getting something else done.
I'm just having a hard time dealing with Kendra. She's micromanaging me and telling me to call people that have nothing to do with this activity and treating me like I'm an invalid, and it's kind of offensive.
You're with me. You can take a deep breath. We're gonna get everything done.
Yeah,
we need to get done. I'm not a nonsense kind of person.
I know. I hate nonsense right now.
Okay, because I can tell you're getting a little. Your patience is worn a little thin today. I can just tell from the start of the day.
I liked Kendra a little better when she didn't do anything.
In business, nothing is more important than knowing your customers.
Do you want to play some jungle safari mini golf?
Magna's decision to target kids helped them earn more money than net worth.
Oh!
In the boardroom, Audrey blamed her entire team for the loss.
Mr. Trump, what they did was in their hands, and they need to take responsibility for it.
So everybody should be fired but Tana?
Yes.
Audrey, you never take any responsibility yourself. You were the team leader, and nobody from your team respected you. Audrey, you're fired.
I look up to Mr. Trump as a mentor, as somebody I'm always going to learn from, as somebody I admire, as somebody I respect. And I really know deep down inside, I do have what it takes to work for the Trump organization. This has been amazing, amazing.
In week 8, I decided it was time for a corporate restructure. I told the project managers to pick 2 people they didn't want and send them to the other team.
Okay, Magna, who is your first person?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, go ahead. Who is your second choice?
My second choice would be Erin.
Good luck in your new team.
What you didn't get to see was who Chris originally picked as his first selection.
Okay, Chris, I'd like you to tell me 2 people who you don't want on your team.
That would be Stephanie.
Stephanie, do you feel unwanted? You can't do that, although it's very interesting. Other than Aaron and Stephanie, I'd like you to tell me 2 people who you don't want on your team.
I'm going to say first Tana.
Who is your second choice?
I'm going to have to say Craig.
All right, well, these are your new teams. Chris, your team is still called Net Worth. Kendra, your team is still called Magna.
For their next task, each team had to auction off a personal experience with 5 top recording artists during a live broadcast on the new Fuse TV network.
Go.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
That night, you didn't see Tana try to stage a corporate reshuffle of her own when she asked Aaron to move to the net worth side of the sweep.
I wouldn't ask you if it wasn't a big deal.
Right. I respect that so much.
I just want to get on Magna's side.
Tana asked if both Stephanie and I were willing to leave our room.
I just don't like the vibe that I'm feeling because I'm not part of this team anymore, and I've completely.
But, I'm not part of it either. So
you're part of Network.
But you know what? Really though,
I wanted to just stress to you that Craig and I do want to stay roommates. We just do.
I get that.
And we would, if we didn't, I'd be in Kendra's room right now.
I think that Tana's primary objective is to speak on behalf of the original members of Magna to get Stephanie and I out. If they don't have the audacity to speak up for themselves, they're not getting anything out of me. You know what? This is the bottom line. That's my bedroom. And if I'm not willing to, I don't feel like moving my room anytime in the near future, whether or not I'm on Magna or Net Worth. It's not trying to be difficult whatsoever.
Oh,
That's scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you would be trying to be difficult with me.
John, Aaron, and Stephanie met with the artists for Net Worth, and John took center stage.
Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise money for.
Real quick though, hopefully we can put something together that it's going to raise a lot of money.
One of our first ideas was actually to.
This is actually one that I probably like the best, and it's probably logistically the best one for you guys. Obviously, playing at somebody's house would be amazing if you.
John, Aaron, and I were supposed to be negotiating and selling the deal together. It turned into the John Show.
We want you guys to donate a piece of yourself.
Yeah, here's the deal.
Yeah.
And we're doing basically the celebrity auction thing, and we're doing it kind of live on the internet. The coolest thing in the world that you could ever do is play a short set at a house party. Hang around.
John was pitching these same ideas, pretty much that he pitched to Newfound Glory. John really isn't creative.
On the day of the show, you missed Stephanie's backstage encounter with KISS band member Gene Simmons.
Hey, Gene.
Hi, kids.
How are you?
Hi.
Great to see you again. Go ahead.
How are you? What?
My job was to deal with the talent, even though Stephanie says that her job was talent and logistics. I'm sure not exactly sure what she did, other than just keep Gene happy.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I would like you to do your tongue thing.
I would do that, except the floor is very dirty.
I want to see it.
You don't want me to stick it out. It's
Yes, I do. I want to see it.
You'll squeal like a 12-year-old virgin.
Come on, you have to do it. Oh my God.
Wait a minute. I've seen it from about the 6th row, so I don't need to see it.
Oh my God. That's pretty good.
That's what I've heard, but I don't know.
Gene Simmons' appearance was a big hit.
There's a finger in my ear. There's a finger in Aaron's ear.
But Tana stole the show for Magna.
All you players in the hizzy, check it. I was up in Lil Jon's crib for only 20 minutes, and it was tight.
Magna raised twice as much money as Net Worth, handing Net Worth their 3rd consecutive loss. In the boardroom, John defended his negotiating tactics.
Everybody I walked into, I told maybe a 3-minute quip to try to warm up the room a little bit, and how we can work. Well, it did. Well, I thought it didn't work. It didn't work? Okay.
John, you let me down. You just did a terrible job of negotiating. The concept was no good. You asked for the wrong thing. John, you're fired.
Honestly, in retrospect, there's nothing that I would have done any differently. I knew that I had performed with honesty and integrity. Some people here are willing to say whatever they have to say to get that job, and I'm not one of those people. And you know what? I'm fine with that.
With John gone, only 9 candidates remain. Stephanie, Alex, Kendra, Craig, Aaron, Bren, Tana, Chris, and Angie.
Here's to us.
In the coming weeks, they'll face even more difficult tasks.
We're inches away from you're fired.
But in the end, only one of them will work for me as an executive in my organization. Who will succeed? And who will fail? And who will be the apprentice? Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Next Thursday, bring your hard hat. The Apprentice is under construction.
Let's cut wood.
A task that gives the teams a chance to bring families together.
1, 2.
And a reward that's out of this world. You're there to watch. And just when you thought you were safe in the boardroom,
That was a dumb statement.
who would dare
You're a real wise guy, you know that?
sass the Donald?
You're fired.
All new Apprentice, NBC next Thursday after Joey. Download the free Apprentice Yahoo Messenger and tell someone
you're fired.
Go to Yahoo and search for Apprentice Messenger.
For more Apprentice, log on to NBC.com.
Envisioning a perfect place with plush tranquility.